Call to order, Borough of Crafton discussion and agenda meeting dated Monday, September 14th, 2015. Flag salute by Ms. Weitzel.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Amendola.
Here.
Ms. Amendola. Mr. Brown.
Here.
Mr. O'Brien.
Here.
Mr. Phillips is absent. Ms. Weitzel.
here.
Mr. Hayes.
Here.
Mr. Bloom is absent. Manager Scott.
Okay. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the bill list dated September 14th, 2015.
So moved.
Second.
Having been moved and seconded, is there any discussion on the bill list? Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes dated August 24th, 2015.
So moved.
Second. Moved and seconded. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
I abstain.
Oh, one abstention. Mary, do we have anyone sign up initially? Oh, we do. But it's not an agenda item. It's not an agenda item, so I'll ask you. No, we've,
Oh, yeah,
it is?
well, yeah, it's the CDBG. So I guess you're talking about 78, because this is 74, you wrote that.
Fair enough.
74 is not the one that I'm...
No, it's 78 is what's on the agenda.
78.
Let's call this close enough.
Yeah, okay. I'll wait for the end. Okay.
You can talk now.
Well, I don't know if it's 78 or 74.
Just step up to the microphone, please, and your name and address.
Kathleen Watson, 74 Fountain Street. I don't know the number.
You're
Sanchez.
74.
I'm 74, but is it Sanchez?
So it's 78.
Okay, 78.
Okay.
The sign on the door says September 12th of last year. And they told me when I was here before that after a year, if he hasn't done anything, then you can start proceedings to do something about it. I mean, the weeds are over 12 foot high in the backyard. You can't even see the back of the house. If you ride past the front of the house, it is a disaster. I have National Geographic back there. I mean, snakes coming over, animals running all over the top of the roof. It's a disaster over there. If you could put this on the list whenever you decide to take it down, make that one before like Sycamore or any of these others. I mean,
For 2015-16 CDBG year, I did submit a pre-application, which was submitted by the due date of September 11th, I think. And so that was included on the agenda as one of the projects. I don't know if it'll be approved, it was the pre-application.
how long does it take to see if it gets approved? I mean,
Well, if it gets approved, then the full application is due November 1st.
okay.
So
I
it'll.
mean, how would I
no.
know that if it got...
It'll be on the agenda because it has to be a resolution, has to be approved with each application.
Okay.
So, I mean, you can call, but I don't know how long it'll take for Shar West Cog to notify the borough, but it comes through the county of what's approved and what's,
It's
they don't
on this.
approve it, the county does.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. I mean, it's not going to take years.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, I mean, the full application is due November 1st.
We've been doing this now for several years, applying for demolishing abandoned properties. We've been doing about 3 a year. I think this is the third or fourth year.
Yep.
And the ones we've applied for have largely been accepted, and then they're done the following year. So I think if this one gets approved, you're probably looking at sometime in the spring or summer.
Thank you. All righty, thank you very much.
Okay. We have an executive session before the meeting to discuss personnel matters, and we talk just personnel matters.
Personal matter.
No action was taken. Thank you. All right, we have a special presentation. Rob is here. Okay. We have a special presentation from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania House of Representatives for Mr. Bernie Morgan. I'd like to read it. You want to come up, Bernie?
Bernie.
Yeah, right up here, Bernie, I'll show it to you and read it. So it's a citation, it says, whereas the House of Representatives of Pennsylvania is always proud to acknowledge those individuals who, through professional excellence, bring great credit to themselves and this Commonwealth. And whereas Bernard Morgan is being honored upon his September 1st, 2015 retirement after 43 years of dedicated service to the Borough of Crafton. Throughout his service, Mr. Morgan, who served with the Public Works Department of the Borough of Crafton, has demonstrated remarkable knowledge, ability, and integrity in carrying out his many responsibilities. A dedicated and skilled employee, he earned the respect and gratitude of all those who received the benefit of his tireless devotion to duty. The House of Representatives of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania congratulates Bernard Morgan upon his well-deserved retirement, heartily recognizes his exemplary record of service in keeping with the highest ideals and traditions of this Commonwealth, offers best wishes and a happy and fulfilling future, and directs that a copy of this citation, sponsored by the Honorable Dan Deasy, on September 3rd, 2015, be transmitted to Bernard Morgan, 26 Coulter Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 15205. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Barry.
Okay.
Okay. Citizens' comments, presentation. All right, we'll move on to Public Works. I'll entertain a motion to authorize payment of $13,811.53 payable to Shaycog Joint Municipal O&M CCTV Inspection and Cleaning Year 4.
So moved.
Second.
Why do you think we're doing that?
Having been moved and seconded, any discussion on this motion?
Well, you know, what happened.
Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye.
I moved it.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, the next item is just to bring people up to speed on the 2015 road program. Completed, punch list items week of,
This week, they're gonna work on punch
Okay.
list items with the Public Works Department.
but when it says the road program is completed, they didn't do no yet.
That's the PA American Water Company.
Oh, our program,
Our road program.
our road program is
Right.
complete, not necessarily the P, okay,
Yeah.
all right. All right. Crack ceiling completed by DPW, cost savings approximately $25,000. Do you want to add any color to any of this?
Actually, it was a very successful project. We rented the equipment. We had 3 guys on it for approximately 3 days out of the week. We actually went over what was programmed for this year, continuing on the 2016 list plus an in-house list that we had. I think that was included with the memo on the streets, the word doc. I don't have it with me, but I look forward to doing the same thing next year with the crack sealing program. It actually preserves the life of the streets that are in relatively good condition. It adds an additional 2 to 4 years of life to those streets, so looking forward to next year to doing the same program in-house.
Okay. One other question. So when is the water company doing the,
Hopefully next week, starting next week.
and is that the last road for the season?
Yes,
Okay.
that'll be it.
Now, to play off that, next year's street paving program is not done yet, or do we have a list of potential streets?
For 2016,
Yeah.
we'll discuss that at budget time, but Rob and I worked out a schedule for 2016 that he's happy with, that I'll present to council if that is so approved.
The only reason being is Randy Hilliard from the water company always asks, like now is when they're preparing their budgets
Right.
for 16.
As soon as.
And we always miss their budget, so no was in ours, but if they know, they have no problem jumping a street to put water lines in, those types of things, and we can piggyback off them and move our money elsewhere.
I can send him an email of our proposed, I can just
Yeah.
tell him it's proposed.
Same with the gas companies, the same
Right.
way I've talked to them, and they're,
To jump in, I believe Gateway, as a project manager on the street servicing program, does a pre-meeting before the list is put out, or when it is put out, and they notify the utility companies well in advance that this is our intended list to do. Then the utility companies will tell them if there's any project projected, or what the future plans are for those streets.
yeah, that's too late for them, and talking to Randy, he has the meeting, but that meeting happens, a couple months before the project. By that time, their budget's made, like the water line, the main line replacement on Noble. It's too late to say, okay, let's do, change that up. So if we have a list beforehand, maybe a preliminary.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
They can work off that, because even the gas company said that we had a bunch of breaks up on Clearview, and their thing was, is these lines are all 70, 80 years old. If we would have known you were putting streets in, you know, we would have.
I can notify the water company, the gas company, just give them our
It just
proposed
helps us
list,
keep our
Right.
streets and maybe pass the, you know.
the street opening, right?
Yeah.
What is
I
the
can-
methodology for selecting streets?
It's part of the PACER system that the engineering department and the borough, you know, paid good money for it to go out and do the street evaluations
The one
and
for
do a
Gateway?
5-year plan.
Right.
Okay.
These all,
So just
actually,
tick
we're well
off
into,
of that list?
we're well into the 2016 plan.
But there's only one street remaining in 2016, and I think it's Bradford,
Right.
that has to be done in 2016. But then we're moving on to 2017, because we've already done, because Noble Avenue, we didn't have to do, that was on our
Yeah.
list for this year. We were able to add additional streets, so we're actually moving into 2017, in accordance with the 5-year plan.
All right, thank you. Next item is a motion. I'll entertain a motion to authorize engineer to prepare and advertise bids for the demolition of 217 Lincoln Avenue from CDBG funding for $10,000.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion on this motion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I'll entertain a motion to authorize for advertisement the Public Works job opening applications due by October 22nd, 2015.
So moved.
Seconded.
Any discussion on this motion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item on public safety is just to bring everyone up to speed that we have received, we're in the process of assembling a new job list, let's see, official term for that, it's the eligibility list for the hiring of a new police officer. We received 22 applicants, which is a good number. We were actually, we were pretty low going into the final week and a half, but we were told that it would spike up, and it did spike up. So 22 is a pretty decent list to pick from. Testing was on 9/9/2015. That was the agility of testing and
The physical, agility, and the written.
okay. 20 tested. We're waiting those results, but we expect that the 20 will go on to the next section, which is in October. So we'll continue to apprise you guys as we move forward there. Okay.
Under public safety, just one item.
Sure.
Is there a way that we, and this ties into the public works, the demolition, is there a way that we can get a list of all the abandoned properties?
I just asked Dave Morgan to work on a list of like bad properties, because one of the things I would like to suggest to council is that like where the weeds are 12-foot high, suggested that perhaps we hire an outside firm to come out and cut weeds on abandoned properties, or, soon to be abandoned properties, whatever, or the ones that we've already demolished and the weeds are growing and the people are still not maintaining them. And then this way, if you hire an outside firm, if somebody gets hurt, you're not responsible for it. And plus, I would have a bill that I could submit, and they would put a lien on each property. So we would maybe do that annually or semi-annually, but they could cut, even if they cut it once a year, I'm sure the residents would appreciate that, and you would have an invoice for it. So, but I did just ask Dave to go out and give me
My
a whole
concern
list.
is, I know there's a couple on Bradford, not Bradford, Baldwick, a couple on Crafton Boulevard up on Bar, that are so overgrown that
Right.
in case of a fire, there's just no way.
Right.
Now we're endangering the properties beside them, we're endangering the
Exactly.
firemen, the health, welfare, and safety of them,
Right.
to try to get to those properties. So if we have a good list, we can do a good pre-plan or come up
Right.
with something.
So that's why I was gonna present that to council, as soon as he gave me the list. I mean, I just asked him for it today, so he didn't get that done today, I don't know why.
Well, he has a good, the list, I mean, 3 years ago, it started off at over 60 properties, and we're doing 3 a year.
I
You've
have the
never
list,
seen
but the
them.
list is
I've never seen them.
outdated.
I've never seen the list either.
Dave has the list.
Dave has a list, but he adds to it. So my point was is
Things
that,
change too over 3 years.
Sure.
Right, it's
If
going
you-
up, right? We're not-
If you have a list, if you wanna
Never
email
seen
it to me, I can
No.
forward it to
I
him.
have a hard copy.
It's okay, I mean, if you can scan it, or even fax it to me.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Dave has it.
okay.
Dave has a list.
Okay.
But it's an item we should
Dave
stay
gave
on.
it to me.
Fire department.
It's,
I know that's just the property.
It's probably more.
I didn't
It's-
realize there
If
was
we do
60
these,
something.
things, and Dave should know better, but I think it would be good for the fire department to have a good list of those properties, just.
Well, I agree with you, that's why I asked him to work on it today, and I think that one of the things that we should do is consider hiring, include in the 2016 budget, weed removal and grass cutting, and this way, if you get an invoice, then we can have a lien plus administrative fees, right, put on the property. Instead of having the public works go out there, somebody gets injured, then becomes a nightmare.
all right. Moving on to administration. We have a motion. I'll entertain a motion to adopt resolution 2015-11, 2016 minimum municipal obligation MMO, police pension, $4,431, non-uniform, $65,118.
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Any discussion on this motion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Noble Avenue is under administration, probably, since I guess it's not our public works, and we already talked about this. So it's paving is scheduled for the week of September 21st, 2015. That'd be
Do we know
nice.
how long it will last and what the impact is? Like
Probably
closures?
I would say probably about a week, or 2 days, 2 days.
Yeah, it's fast. Fall
Once
winter's
they
fast.
once they do the mill, they'll come in and pave
Yeah.
it, 2 to 3 days, then they'll put the
Yeah.
liner in and top, and they're done. 2 to 3 days.
Okay. Clearview Avenue, that work has been completed except for some punch list items. How did that come
We went
out?
through the walkthrough today with the engineering, with Gateway, and nothing that came up that seemed to be an issue or problem with that phase of Clearview, so started looking for the recommendation to pay. It turned out well, even the grass started growing on the side of the roads, with the drought and so forth. The seeds are starting to come up, and they did I think, an excellent job.
Good. All right, an update on the consent order. It's due November 30th, 2015. Anything you want to add here?
No, we're still working with the solicitor in the Three Resort Weather to come up with the final product. But it has been approved by the Allegheny County Health Department and the DEP that it will have to be signed and entered into by November 30th instead of October 1st, or September 30th is what it was. So they pushed it back 2 months.
Okay. Next item under administration, the CDBG pre-applications that were submitted on the 11th of September. We talked about demolition for 78 Fountain, total project 18,000. CDBG, the fund would be there. They would win that, or if it was approved application, that'd be 15,000. Also 25 Sycamore, same thing. Project is 18,000. CDBG funds would be 15,000. Handicap ramps and inlets for Linden and Foster totaling 65,900. And when did you say we would hear about those applications?
If with a pre-application approved, the final application is due November 1st.
Okay.
So I would say in the next couple of weeks, and that comes through the county. The
Okay.
county is who approves that.
All right. Next, under the comprehensive plan, just an announcement that the steering committee is going to be meeting for the first time on September 21st, 2015. All are welcome to attend, right?
Sure.
If you like.
Public meeting.
It's a public meeting, and it'd be good to get that started. I'm sure there's a lot of people excited about moving forward with that. All right, under Parks and Recreation, swimming pool and splash pad project has been given a notice to proceed starting September 14th, 2015. You want to talk about the pre-construction meeting?
Well, it was held and everything seems to be in order. We had the doggy paddle on Saturday, so they are ready to start public work. The Public Works did ask for a couple of days just to close the pool down a little bit. And that's what they're working on. So they got the notice to proceed today. And no equipment's down there yet. I was down there this afternoon and nobody's. So I would say in a couple of days they'll be starting work on it. First thing they'll probably do is remove the tree.
tree has to be removed. Remember that?
I thought that was a given.
Yeah.
I could not.
Well, that was an issue.
It was an issue.
We worked it out,
But
but
you
it
can't
was
cut
an
it to
issue.
the tree roots and.
It was an issue, but we worked it out.
It's gonna be removed. New trees will be planted.
New three, new trees.
3 for 1.
3 for 1.
All right, the Shade Tree Commission is meeting on September 17th, 2015 at 4:30. Anyone who wants to attend that. I'll entertain a motion to reappoint Mary Luxbacher and Sharon Gatens to the Recreation Board for a 4-year term expiring 9/30/2019.
So moved. Second.
Did we get any letters of interest? I didn't see any on Covey from either of them or anyone else.
They just sent emails confirming that they were interested. They didn't ask, but that's why there's one vacancy on the Recreation Board. So we can authorize to advertise that, or, if anybody knows anybody interested in being appointed, or if you can send me a letter. I can forward you the email.
Yeah, no, we have a process in place, so we voted on a resolution, I don't know, 2 years ago, in handling how this is to be executed, so I don't know. Mary probably can tell you where that resolution is.
Okay.
Proper advertising of.
Well, we even have a posting over on our website. And I believe it's posted there,
It was posted on
and
there.
we did start 30 days ahead of contacted the current members.
I just didn't see their formal letter of interest.
They just sent an email,
Okay.
because it was posted, and then we followed up with an email and said, hey, are you still interested in being appointed? Because they're already existing members.
Did we get any other interest?
No.
No.
Mary Luxbacher was going to speak to a few people and see if there was any interest, and then contact us if another interest. We wouldn't have anybody else.
Okay. Well, we still have one opening, so we still need to fill it.
Motion on the floor.
So there is a motion. Is there any more discussion about the 2 appointees? Hearing no discussion, all in favor? Aye. Opposed?
I abstain.
One abstention. And as we've talked, right, there's still an open vacancy for the rec board, so, it's still posted, is it still posted on the
Yes.
website? Yeah, so let's, anyone knows of anyone that would be willing to participate on the rec board, please let us know. Or ask them to submit a letter of interest.
Is there a deadline?
No, until we get somebody.
You're on that day? You're already on that?
Yeah,
Not
they-
directly.
I'm on I represent
It's on the committee, yeah, it's not on the.
Why don't you get on this?
I got the meetings.
I'm all right.
He's the council rep.
Why don't you get on?
I don't need to be formally.
Barney's retired.
Bernie's retired. You have a lot of time now that you're retired, Bernie.
yeah.
Recreation Board.
I get my time scheduled.
Oh, he got his time scheduled too.
If you get any openings on that time, let
Bernie,
us
yeah,
know.
if you got a free time, let me
A
know.
lot of my time is taken up with the female.
Good for
So,
you.
Too much golf, Barney. That's.
Yeah, TMI, Bern,
I'm just being
TMI.
honest.
All right.
But thanks for the offer. I mean,
You're my man.
huh?
You're my man.
All right, no other citizens have come in, Barney's already spoken. I don't think there's any other citizens' comments. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.
Yeah, you just signed this. You haven't signed enough.